Space, the final frontier.
This is the podcast State of the Federation.
Its continuing mission
To preview strange new ships.
To seek out new builds and new combinations.
to boldly go where no show has gone before.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the Federation, and welcome to another episode of State of the Federation. Oops, quick preview. Welcome once again to your one-stop shop for all things Star Trek Attack Wing competitive strategy-like. I'm your host, Delta Angelfire, and of course I have with me my illustrious companions. We have co-host Tucker. Tucker, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, but I'm a little confused. Is Space Talk not on the... Oh, never mind. We're good. Hi, I'm fantastic.
Tucker has got a new eye device, and he needs to find more Star Trek things to put on it.
Actually, I technically have two new iDevices, but I'm super excited about the iPad because it's going to make my job a lot easier.
Cool. And of course, we also have co-host David. David, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm coming off of second place in a matter of honor, although that's not as cool as it sounds when it was only 3 people. But I lost to my girlfriend.
RikerTrombone.gif.
Yes, I lost to my girlfriend because I took a build that I didn't really care about. Yes, folks, that's right. I took Terok Nor just for the fun of it.
Terok Nor into a field of giant space bacterias.
It was a vacuum, and it worked very effectively.
Isn't
It's
it
also
usually
She rolled 4 natural crits and 2 hits against my scimitar twice.
Isn't it usually a vacuum?
I think he was referring to the station, not actual space.
Yeah,
Oh.
bacteria vacuum.
Terok Hoover.
Yes.
Terok Dust Devil.
We are not affiliated by any vacuum companies. Although if they would like to sponsor us, please contact.
Please contact the Cardassian government at 1 Cardassian Way, Planet Cardassia.
Yes.
Isn't it Cardassia Prime?
That was before the war. Now it's East and West Cardassia. Oh wait. I should probably not make up stuff about the canon Star Trek universe. That's probably far outside my purview as a host of an internet podcast.
Actually, hilariously, that's not like too far off the new Star Trek or the Star Trek Online canon. There's like Cardassia and then True Way Cardassia, which is led by a certain guy in a certain pack we're looking at today, and they're like crazy anti-Bajoran terrorists, and the irony is staggering.
Right. And with that, so for our show today, we have 2 previews scheduled for you. If we have a little extra time at the end, we'll probably go over some other things. But we've had some fun releases coming up, and let's just jump right into it. Starting with the Gornarus. That's not the Gornarus. That's the Gornarus. Gornarus? Gornarus. It's Gorn.
Gornarus.
Gorn something.
Ship I'll never need to learn how to pronounce because...
You'll never see it in play ever.
Yeah, and if I'm flying Gorn, I'm flying the Scorn.
I don't know. The Scorn had a limit, though, didn't it? Wasn't it missing a slot of some sort?
Yeah, it was missing weapon.
This one has a weapon slot!
Yeah.
Yay,
weapon!
Yay, we're excited. So, off the top of my head, if I remember the Gorn Raider correctly, it only has a forward arc, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And its dial is okay, but it's nothing spectacular. It's the standard kind of Klingon-y come-about dial.
Mm-hmm.
For the Gornarus, our special ability here, besides being a 3-1, 3-4, 22-point ship with 1 tech, 1 weapon, and 1 crew, and everyone's favorite battle station's action bar, Ability. When attacking with your primary weapon, if you inflict a critical damage to an enemy ship's hull, you may search the damage deck for a structural damage or a weapons malfunction instead of drawing a random damage card. Reshuffle the deck when you are done. So once again, they are playing with critical hits, as opposed to the Scorn, which when you scored a critical hit against the hull, you also discarded a crew, if I recall correctly.
Yep.
This one just lets you search for -1 defense or -1 offense, which, I don't know, that's not terrible. I like choices. And of course, if you don't care about that, you would just take the crit. But that was why you would be taking the Scorn in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, they're both the ability to pull weapon malfunction from a deck. I sort of like. Which one's structural damage? Is that the one where if you do red maneuvers, you take hits?
That's just the one that it reduces your agility by 1.
Oh yeah, I'm kind of okay with this. It's obviously more situational. Just because there are some pretty good weapons that are starting to gain prominence. Dorsal Phaser Array, the Disruptor Pulse, and one of the ones we're going to be looking at later today.
Mm-hmm. As a ship, I mean, we're not going to see this in competitive play against all, the new ships, but maybe in something like a TOS era game, I could see this being pretty darn helpful. It's definitely a match for, it's probably definitely a match for, the Excelsior and some of them.
Yeah. It could even give the Vulcans some trouble. It's not taking the Vulcan ship on one-to-one, but a fleet of these against a fleet of Vulcans, it could do some damage.
Put it up against the Romulans in this era for sure.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be really cool, yeah, especially if you score a crit right through their cloak.
Yeah, and then you go for structural damage, which is the one advantage they have.
So, yeah, that is Gornarus. If you're running a Gorn Raider in the first place, you're probably running this Gorn. Just like David said.
I mean, you could do Pure or Gorn Pure now. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you could.
And you could go all independent and have the Gorn supported by Tholian darts in a 300-point game. That would be hilarious, right?
Yeah, there's a canonical instance of the Tholians and the Gorn teaming up, so that could work.
So it's a Typhon Pact?
I don't know what that is.
It's from the books.
Sorry, my lack of nerd is showing again. I'm sorry, David, you are superior nerd.
Are we talking about a Typhon, because of the Typhon's Rift?
No, Typhon.
Oh.
Typhon. It's the Romulans, the Breen, the Gorn, the Tholians, and the Kinshaya? Something like that.
I don't even know what the last one is.
That sounds
Yeah,
fun.
I don't know either. They're energy beings of some kind. Anyways, they all form an alliance to rival the Federation.
Because the Breen didn't learn their lesson with the Dominion?
No. Well, the Breen are the red-headed stepchildren.
I'll say, aren't the Breen the most warlike next to the Klingons? Maybe above the Klingons in half the time?
Yeah, pretty much.
Breen like to fight. Yeah. So much for the ship, but we do have some interesting other options that come with this. Starting with captains, we have Siseslak. I have no idea if I pronounced that even close, but I like it anyway. When attacking, he's a 3-point independent captain, 5 skill. He has a talent slot. When attacking during the modified attack die step, you may convert 1 blank into a battle stations or 1 battle stations into a hit. I like this guy because he is kind of a lot like a Captain Bohica. And I love Bohica.
Yeah, he's pretty comparable to the... So the obvious comparison to make is the other version of him, which is Gorn Commander. He's got 1 higher captain skill. The other one will just straight up convert a blank result into a hit. But this guy has the option to convert battle stations, and I actually like that a lot better because battle stations is a lot harder to get around than blanks.
Mm-hmm. And if you have battle stations on the ship anyway, then both of them are pretty much equal.
Mm-hmm.
Which is cool and handy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, pretty solid captain, and and just fun to say because it makes you sound like you're speaking in Harry Potter tones.
Seslak. Yeah, no, it's great. All the Gorn names are really fun to say. There's a guy somewhere in Canada named Stas. It's great.
Dinosaurs. All right. Next up on the block, we have 2-point independent captain, 3 skill. He doesn't have a tech slot, but Slar here has a you may field the salvage tech talent upgrade as his ability.
And what the fuck does field mean?
You can play it with him, I guess.
That seems logical, but wouldn't it be you may deploy the salvage upgrade to Slar's ship?
Yeah.
You expect these people? You think these people have learned anything about English language since they've started this game?
Fair
No,
enough.
field is like a Dice Masters term. So now they've got Dice Masters rules people writing cards.
That would explain a lot.
Actually, it would. Anyways.
That is a thing, actually. But, yeah, Captain's short and simple. Not too bad.
Yeah.
Well, except Slar. We don't really care about Slar, because Salvage we will get to in a second.
He's also 6 months early, because I don't need any more kindling.
What's
it's
a
no
little
longer
weird?
No longer 8 foot deep of snow. What?
No.
What's a little weird, by the way, is that Slar technically should be Mirror Universe.
Based on the show.
Yeah.
Which is also why he kind of looks a little fancier.
Yeah, he's from Enterprise.
Because we, of course, have a guy in a dinosaur costume, and then this guy looks all completely CGI or something. Look at those bright golden eyes.
Yeah, it's right from that era.
Versus the 70s disco ball eyes.
Yeah, it's right from that era of CGI where the CGI was starting to get pretty good, but still looked absolutely terrible.
It was fun. But yeah, his talent lets you take Salvage. Salvage is a 4-point independent talent upgrade. If a ship is destroyed within range 1 to 2 of your ship, you may discard this card and disable all of your active shields to steal 1 tech or weapon upgrade with a cost of 5 SP or less from that ship, even if it exceeds your ship's restrictions. If you do so, place a disabled upgrade token on the stolen upgrade and place an auxiliary power token beside your ship. Welcome to the horribly, terribly, much worse version of Superior Intellect. Apparently the Gorn aren't that smart.
I mean,
you're limited in the type of upgrade you can take. You're limited in the point cost of that upgrade. You're limited to only a ship that's already been destroyed, so it's not like you're preventing them from using it. And it comes to your ship disabled.
Sorry, go ahead.
And it comes to your ship disabled, sorry.
Well, it's the only time this is ever better is when you what was I going to say? Is when you have when a ship gets destroyed without its shields being down first.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a pretty fucking narrow circumstance, pardon my language.
Mm-hmm. Like if you really wanted to steal something from a ship that was cloaked or something.
Mm-hmm.
The nice thing here is that it doesn't have to be an enemy ship, so that you can actually salvage from one of your own ships if it goes away.
No, it's steals.
It's steal. Steal was redefined so that it can only be enemy ships. Because it does actually use the word steal in the text. Yeah. I thought you had something there for a second, but I was like, nope. It still says steal, and they still changed the entire definition of that.
That's terrible.
There is one edge case that I can think of that this would be useful, whereas if somebody else is destroying your opponent and you really wanted something from their ship. Also works any phase without requiring an action, which I guess is a slight benefit. Like if a ship is destroyed in the end phase, you can steal something and you can still even put your shields back up.
This is bad, and they should feel bad.
It's still, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
That's okay. We have another talent in this pack that we can use, and that's faked messages, a very popular one back since the original Gorn ship released. You can now get it retail. Fakes messages, the 5-point independent talent. During the planning phase, after every ship maneuver has been chosen, you may discard this card to target one enemy ship that is not within range 1 to 3 of your ship. Force that ship to change its maneuver to a 1 forward maneuver. A 1 straight maneuver.
This one games. This straight up won games back in the day.
Mm-hmm. This was a key piece of tech, not tech upgrade, but just game tech that really screwed with people that were relying on certain distances to usually steal stuff with assimilation or
Croesus.
That's the one. And other such things, because you could manipulate where your opponent was going to be, so you knew exactly who was moving first, and if you needed him to be somewhere so that you could steal before he could, that is all the more power to you. Not sure how terribly useful it is nowadays, but it's still fun screwing with your opponent.
Well, I mean, this can even prevent, like a scimitar jumping 6 forward.
Mm-hmm. Or doing its come about.
Yeah, I mean, this can prevent any come about if you really don't want it.
You'd have to run it on probably a secondary ship, like a support ship, because if they're doing come about, you're probably in firing range 1 to 3 anyway already.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can see this getting some play in peak performance.
Force them through some extra bacteria, maybe?
That's Matter of Honor, but I was just about to say, yeah, I agree, Matter of Honor might be a thing. Peak Performance, that's nice. Peak Performance, yeah, you could use it to delay reinforcements coming back on the board.
Yeah, or even once reinforcements have come back, you're using it to, slow down engagement, future engagement.
And also, if you get really super lucky with this card, there is the possibility that you can send someone ship off the board.
Yeah,
it's rare, but I have managed to successfully do it once against a cube. It was kind of hilarious.
That is pretty hilarious.
Yeah, fake messages, very useful. Nothing quite like it, so it's hard to say if the cost is good or not. But it has been good enough to see play, so definitely worthy of consideration.
Look, it's a card that can straight up win you the game. That's worth 5 points.
I like it. I like winning games.
If nothing else, you know where someone's ship is going to be. Mm-hmm. That is valuable information. And you screw with their plan.
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, it screws with their plan a little bit, because they do get to change the rest of their dials once you've done that.
No, they don't.
Don't they? During the planning phase? Oh, no, after every ship maneuver shows. No, you do. You said that is correct.
Yeah.
I like screwing with other people's movements.
Screws with their plan.
And it at the very least, even if it doesn't, it forces them to play around it, and I love cards that you have to play around.
Mm-hmm. Some people were so scared of it that they actually added Nyota Uhura to their bills just to counteract it, because then they could change their maneuver dial back when it was their turn to move again. It was kind of fun. I was considering it myself back in the regionals. But yeah.
We should probably move on. We got some stuff to talk about. One more thing though, actually. Am I wrong, or is this a different art than appeared in the prize pack?
In the prize pack, what, the ship art?
The faked messages. I think it's I think it's a different picture.
Yes, it is.
Right.
The last fake messages had a view screen on it or something, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so if you're one of the collectors who's out to get every single thing of every single card, along with that alternate art, Enterprise and alternate art, antimatter mines, you should look into getting this, that sort of thing,
Limited edition, gonna be worth millions one day. Millions
No.
of rubles.
That's funny. That's a currency market joke. Wow.
You mean pesos? Okay.
Gorn raiding
No.
party.
No, it's funny because the Russian... Oh, yeah, Gorn raiding party.
Gorn raiding party, 5-point independent crew upgrade. This is going to make every other raiding party cry. As an action, if your ship is not cloaked, disable all of your remaining shields and target a ship at range 1 to 2 that is not cloaked. Target ship must disable 2 of its active shields if possible. If the target ship has no active shields, or if this action causes the target ship to have no active shields, discard this card and disable all upgrades on the target ship. The only drawback to this one is it is unique compared to all the other raiding parties.
Okay, yeah, but let's also... So this card is a little bit tough to parse, but let's look at it. So basically what this does is this says, as an action, I can disable 2 of your shields, period.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if that does not disable all your shields, I can do that again next turn. This card does not discard itself unless you get the shields down, which means that this is a card that will just straight up gank 2 of your shields.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Not a bad thing at all.
No drawback. No muss, no fuss. There's a reason this card is unique.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, no, are you kidding? Like, first of all, the raiding party effect is great. I mean, it's a Klingon boarding party that actually disables shields to work, but it will also just take 2 of your shields off.
Yeah, IKS Negvar, suck it.
Suck it.
2, Gorn for life.
No, 1 is in the... Never mind.
Oh, right. Questions, Prophet?
No, the
Borg.
The
1.
Borg card 1. This is good against 1.
1 who? 1 what? Sorry, I'll stop that line of jokes. Who's on second?
What's on second?
No, who's on first? What's on second?
So Gorn raiding party. Silly and crazy and ridiculous. Get this card.
We are the Gorn. The Gorn are amazing.
This is one of the things that we always need, because even if its main, like, I would see its main use as being disabling everything on a very annoying ship that's using a lot of upgrades. But it also has utility that even if your opponent doesn't have any of those, it still has a secondary function. And
yeah,
that is very
everybody
rare.
is shields, right? Except the NX-01, I guess.
And cloakers, but...
Psh. Even
Yeah,
better,
this is-
if the cloakers decloak, you disable their shields, they can't get their cloak back up.
Yup.
Yeah. This, yeah, that card's pretty good.
Indeed. All right.
A lot of versatility there.
Next one up.
I
we
mean,
got-
look, every so often, Klingon boarding party comes up in discussions of cards that might still be playable.
Mhm.
Like, and this is that card on steroids. On steroids!
Yep. Because you never talk about running 2... I've never seen anyone talk about running 2 Klingon boarding parties. So,
Right, yeah.
the unique thing doesn't even really have that much of a drawback.
Yeah.
So, next up on the list, we have a weapon, 4 points. 4 attack dice, range 1 to 3. Disable this card to perform this attack. In addition to inflicting normal damage for every hit or crit result, disable 1 weapon upgrade on the target ship, max 2. This upgrade costs +4 SP for any ship other than a Gorn Raider.
So, as somebody pointed out on the Facebook thread, this card is called Targeted Phaser Strike and does not require a target lock.
Which is kind of silly.
Yeah.
But if it did require a target lock, no one would like it anyway.
That's correct.
This does work, of course, well with the Gorn captains for the extra hits. It can take out a couple of dorsal phaser arrays for your Federation combatants, but this would be, I think this would be a fine weapon if not for the last penalty for not being on a Gorn Raider.
I think this would be a fine weapon if weapons were better.
Yeah, because there's not that many people
Like-
that are going to be bringing weapons in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, well, we're just starting to see the first beginnings of a wave of decent weapons.
Mm-hmm. The Romulan phaser
the
thing.
Hakona brought some good ones in. The Reklar's bringing another good one in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This is one I might even throw on the Reliant.
Well, it's got that max 2 clause in there.
Yeah.
Who brings more than 2 weapons to a fight anyway?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking to myself, this actually is the Raider ability. Yeah, it's primary weapon only. Never mind. But yeah, no, this is. I don't know. Look, it's in a world where weapons are playable. This is pretty good. I don't know if we're in that world.
Mm-hmm.
And
Is it 8 points of playable though, or just 4 points of playable?
It is 8 points of playable on a scout cube.
Really?
I think so. I mean, if in a world where weapons are playable. Like, look, if weapons suddenly get good, this is going to be a really important tool.
Yeah, if we start getting more super high value weapons like the Romulan pulse thing,
or like the one we're looking at today.
Well, phaser strike.
Being able to shut down opponents' 360s, even for a turn.
Although, it is worth mentioning that with the exception of something like dorsal phaser array, which I don't think you need to disable to use, this is only going to shut somebody down if they haven't already shot with their weapon. Yep.
And Gorn are not exactly known for their high captain skills.
Although, this might not be a bad option on Khan!
Yeah. Take Gen Con. Then you're guaranteed at least the second shot.
Give this to Kivon. Oh wait, no, he can only use his primary weapon. Dang it! So many cool combos pre-nerfed.
Salatrol.
Skill 10. I don't know. Wait, I think we're going to start seeing captains in the skill 15, 16, 17 range soon.
Yeah.
All because
the more reason to take Gen Con.
All right.
I don't care how high you get.
So Phaser Strike, something to keep an eye on in the future.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have jammed communications, which is always fun. I don't think I've used this one since Collective OP2, but I've used it. 5-point independent tech upgrade. Action. All ships within range 1 to 3 of your ship, including your own, cannot provide or benefit from any text abilities that affect other friendly ships this round. Place an auxiliary power token beside your ship.
Okay, so my girlfriend for Collective OP2 took Klingons, and we found something out, which is that this card wrecks Klingons.
Gowron's additional attack die. Nope. Martok's additional action. Nope. Flagships.
Nope.
Nope. It's quite amusing and quite hilarious. Things you got to watch out for is you have to do it early to get the best effect out of it, because if you do it at skill 9, then Martok's already given his action and it doesn't matter anymore.
No, it retroactively cancels them, I think.
Well, it doesn't retroactively cancel Martok 8.
No, that's true.
And it doesn't remove target locks you were granted by, like, Kira.
That's true.
But
it will help against stuff like Gowron, for example.
Yeah.
Yes, I think so. Definitely helps against Sinatra, Terrell, and flagships.
Yeah, I'm just recalling there being a ruling on the subject of Gowron. I might be wrong about that.
That'd be something to look up. But either way, still a fun card to mess with, especially if someone's going for a lot of synergy. Other new things since we played with this that it can stop is also the fighter one that lets you use a captain action.
Oh, squad leader, yeah.
Squad leader? Yep. You couldn't use any of the other upgrades that let you boost somebody else's attack or defense, not that you're really using those anyway. Admiral Worf.
Ooh. Well, I mean, Admiral Worf is going to be pretty low skill, so you're going to have to wake up pretty early to stop him.
Yeah, you have to get really slip in there in the low captain skill levels.
Yeah.
Generic.
Generic.
That's.
I run a generic captain 0-point captain with Admiral version Worf for a 1 skill captain Admiral Worf, rather than have the 3 skill Admiral Worf.
And then running on a Federation ship, you go before everything.
So jam communication, another one to take notice of, because if things start getting crazy with all the bonuses and boosts, this will help you out quite a bit. 2 more cards left to go. We've got a couple tech upgrades. Impulse Overload is another remake. 5-point independent tech action. Discard this card to target a ship at range 1 of your ship. Roll 3 attack dice. If you roll at least 1 hit or crit result, the target ship must discard 1 tech upgrade of its choice. It's alright. It's almost, but not quite guaranteed, and I think that seems close enough to me. The question is, what tech upgrades are problematic enough that you will need to destroy them, and that they haven't been used already? And the only one that really comes to mind, first and foremost, is high energy sensor sweep. Because the other ones that I know are really good are... Oh no, I take it back. This would also work well against interface generators.
This would also work well against feedback pulse.
People still run feedback pulse?
No, but it would. Shut up. It would work well against a certain other card in this pack that we have not talked about.
It's going to work well against advanced cloaking device.
Oh, that's good. Or improved cloaking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because you can only have 1 scimitar, so you'll need some other way if you want to keep a permacloaked fleet.
Well, no, I'm talking about the one that came in the blind booster, the 4.1.
Yeah, it'll keep you permacloaked if you're not the scimitar.
Mm-hmm.
But as was just mentioned, it's also good against another tech upgrade that is finally something good enough that people might want to take normally. Improved deflector screens. So improved deflector screens, 4-point independent tech upgrade. When defending during the compare results step, if you have any active shields, cancel 1 hit or crit result. Discard this upgrade if all your shields are destroyed. This upgrade may only be purchased for a ship with a hull value of 3 or less, and no ship may be equipped with more than 1 improved deflector screens upgrade. Man, this is a cool one.
Scout Cube.
Man, this is going to make Evade Voyager a thing again.
Scout Cube.
And Scout Cube 255 especially.
Yeah, this can't go on Voyager, Will?
You can't? What? Oh, hull 3 or less. Damn it.
Less.
I was reading. We went over this before. We went over this last time when this was released too, didn't we? So
no, because this one is a new card in this pack.
Well, yes, but we talked about this last week after the show.
Oh yeah, on Skype, yeah.
I forget some things between then and now, but yeah, hull of 3 or less. So no, it's not making Evade Voyager a thing again, but it is making the 3 or less hull ships might be having a good time with this, especially like Tucker was just saying, the Scout Cube.
Because if you put a flagship on it, which the Scout Cube can afford, you're looking at a 4. Jesus Christ, what are the Scout Cube stats?
3-2-2-4. 3-3-2-4.
3-3-2-4. So you could be looking at a 4-3-3-5 that automatically negates 1 damage a turn.
Even better, you can put it with the. If you use it with that flagship, it also gets a free evade every turn.
Yeah, that's that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Or you could use it with one of the agility flagships instead.
No, I'd rather use it with this, especially if it's 255, so I can scan and get that extra die anyway, like David was talking about. And then also, remember, Will, that this is not a May ability. So this will happen on every attack.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't say may. It doesn't have any. It doesn't have any conditional.
Yep.
Well,
And it says,
yeah,
but it says when defending instead of each time you defend.
Doesn't matter. There's
You'd
no
like to think
conditional.
so. But they specifically said at some point that it has to say each time you attack or each time you defend. So
No,
this,
it said they didn't. They said that May rulings and anything that says when you are attacked, disable this card to. What they said is that anything that says that has a conditional trigger that requires a discard or a disable, it has an implied May, number one. Number two, any card that says May can only be used once per turn unless, number three, it also says each time. They didn't rule that everything that says each time also needs May. They said that each time makes an exception to the more general May clause.
can I flip the table now?
Yes.
See,
So-
what they're trying to do is beat the rules lawyers. What they don't understand is they're just making me more powerful.
So improve deflector screens. Make your ships invulnerable again.
Yeah.
Good old.
Other things this is good with could be the Alpha Hunter, because that has 4 shields to start. Any of your Klingon Barrels.
If we're talking about Invincible, how about the Valjean?
Yeah, the Valjean.
Get a couple of these.
how about-
There's going to be tiny swarms that are impossible to hit because every one of them will be equipped with improved deflector screens. Give them something that heals stuff and something that disables a shield, so you never lose the deflector screens, and you are set.
How
Hold on
about
a
my
second.
favorite ship, the ISS Defiant?
I'm going to need to get another Nebula so I can get high energy sensor sweep on everything.
Yeah.
Well, you got to be careful about that because remember, this only works if you have active shields.
True, but as long as you have at least 2 shields, you keep using it. And in the off case that you do lose all your shields, one of your shields will be deactive thanks to high energy sensor sweep. So deflector screens will not be discarded. You'll get to use it again the next turn.
Nope. Oh, sorry. If all of your shields are destroyed.
Yeah, that's a niche case.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you're running something like just for the off chance of the 1 or 2 damage that can or inevitably will slip through, that you want to be repairing with something like Mirok or Smiley. This lets you keep regenerating your shields without losing with less risk of losing the deflector screens.
Oh my god.
Oh, wait, Tucker.
Yeah.
Scout Cube with Tiny Prize Scotty.
No. Guys,
Guys,
the Equinox.
eh,
No!
eh.
No!
Too bad there is absolutely no way in this game to destroy disabled shields. None
Oh
at
my
all.
god, the Equinox.
No!
What about 1? One's fun enough as it is.
I
Improved.
don't want the Equinox to be a thing.
Stop trying to make the Equinox a thing, Tucker. It's not going to happen.
I have been trying to make the Equinox a thing since my first OP. Don't even. That's
Well, the nice...
okay. No, but seriously, if you flagship that Equinox and put this on it, you will be paying 34 points for
35.
effectively 4 permanent shields.
Oh no, 34. Yeah. 34 because it's dual faction.
Yup.
You can't kill me.
Well, I mean, Focus Fire will eventually kill just about any of these things. The Scout Cube is thing that worries me most.
I'm sorry. Let me be a little bit more clear on that. If you put that same flagship, the one I was talking about, I think it's Indy Fed, on the Equinox, you wind up with attack. You wind up with a ship that's like, Jesus Christ, what's the Equinox's stat line?
2233.
Yeah.
Okay, you end up with a ship that's 3244.
Can't be 4.
That automatically cancels. That
can't-
automatically gets a free evade every
You
round.
can't get your hull up to 4.
Oh, that's rough.
The one that you
okay,
get,
well then-
the one that you get is the attack, agility, and shield, and that gives you the free battle stations every round.
Oh, look at that! So now I'm rolling. Now I'm doing like, what is it? 3-3-3-4, right?
Yep.
With free battle stations every round. I can put
you
ransom
evade.
on there or something.
Yeah. So you evade is your normal action. So
Oh, no, you
No, your
Equinox-
Equinox
you
is your normal action.
Yeah, I didn't
Oh,
even think about that.
okay.
Okay, but even so, you're at and here's the point: is you get 3 shields every single round that come back every single round, and 1 damage off every single attack.
This is the replacement for our poor, nerfed, and destroyed polarized hull plating.
So
I run both.
Oh, sorry. One thing that we missed in the general discussion of this, this is when defending during the compare results step, if you have inactive shields, blah, blah, blah. This works against mines.
That it does.
This works against meteors.
Yes, it does.
This works against... doesn't work against bacteria, I don't think. But,
It'll work against
No.
obstacles.
yep. There's a lot of things that this actually works against.
Yeah.
That makes this even just beyond silly.
It works against Gelnon.
it wouldn't work against Gelnon.
That's
You're
an
not-
attack,
You're never rolling defense dice.
but you're still comparing results.
You have to hit a compare results step at some point in time to deal damage.
What now?
Unless that's not a thing.
No, that has to be a thing. Like, there's no way Gelnon can possibly not have a compare results step because he says deal damage is normal.
Okay. I'm not taking that one to Worf. I want this to be a thing.
Improved
I want
improved
improved deflector screens to be a thing.
deflector screens
to
right
have-
now, as it stands, is the thing. Not only a thing, it is the thing.
It is a great thing.
This
Great and
makes
terrible thing.
the list for every ship that is 3 or less hull.
Now, the problem, of course, is that we don't have a ton of those. Thanks, fighters!
Yeah. But that is the only thing that will actually bring all of those obsolete ships back since the fighter ruling. The 4 hull per fighter set ruling.
This is a card you buy the pack for.
This is the card you buy 3 of the
This is
pack
a card
for.
you buy 2 of this pack for.
Yeah.
Now I have to go 3 because if you're running this, you want to run it on all of your ships, and you're going to need 3 ships.
Or
no,
4.
because I still think you don't swarm with this.
You just want to put it on 1 support ship instead?
No, I think you find 2 support ships, run this, and you run 1 bigger ship, and you run fighters, and that makes a very nice fleet.
I guess so.
Because I have a really hard time advocating buying 4 of a pack to get 1 card each time you buy the pack. This is attack wing, not X-wing. Because you're not buying this card you're not buying this pack for a viable ship.
Mm-hmm.
And improved deflector screens is really nice, but for all we know, Worf is going to come out and screw with this card so hard that in 2 months this card is not even going to be a thing.
Yeah, just like they did with enhanced hull plating, which made the NX-01 completely worthless.
Yeah, so I'm saying get 2 because I think it's worth it for now, but I wouldn't go get 4.
Yeah. I'm not buying any of these packs until I know until the last minute for whatever tournament I'm going to. But as far as this, there's one other ship that I have bought for 1 card, And I bet you guys can guess what that is.
Ooh, is it the Praetus?
It is the Praetus. Cloaked Minds, where that's strong. Is this on par with Cloaked Minds? It's pretty damn close.
Considering it friggin' cancels Cloaked Minds a whole bunch of the time. Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Improved deflector screens. Watch out for this card, people. This could be a huge thing, or this could be another instance of the Wharf Hammer slamming down.
And if the Wharf, by the way, if we ever lose fighters, like if fighters ever get banned, or if fighters are banned in Meta, or if Wharf finally comes to their friggin' senses and gets rid of fighters, this card becomes so incredibly amazing.
Mm-hmm. Gives the little ships a chance against the bigger ships.
Mm-hmm. I mean, heck, if you're in, I know there are a lot of metas out there that say no Borg, no fighters. This card is one of the strongest cards in the game in those metas.
That's crazy talk, sir. Probably true. All right. That was the Gornarus, everything we know about it.